Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online. I am going to be doing some West Rohan on my Runekeeper. Returning to this, I think last time it had been about like 3 weeks since I did it before, so I'm getting back to it a lot quicker. It's only been, I think, a week. And we're going to be doing epic battles as well with my kinship in a few minutes, but I do have a few minutes to get settled in with the questing. So last time we went through, trying to remember what I did last time and actually get to the map I want to see. We did some of the quests in Broadacres. I got caught up a lot. There were some like towards the Entwood, but we didn't really go in there. But went around Torsbury, but never actually did the Torsbury quest. Just got those, so that is what I'm ready to do. And it looks like I actually only have one quest, and then I have another book quest to go back to Stoke. I actually thought there were more quests here, but it looks like there's just one to start, but that's okay. And as far as setting things up, I think everything is set up with my character. Oh, I don't need it, but I would like to use my VIP subscriber town services, but I don't have that. I need to go to like the Boar Fountain at Bree to get that daily, but I won't do that right away. My inventory, I don't really need to worry about that. I mainly like that to sell, but it's just a convenience. So we can get started with the questing, and I guess I will just walk here. Very calm. It's kind of very weird just like walking here. It's a very calm environment. There's just like nothing going on here. Nighttime and no animals, nothing out. Just walking through the bushes. Until we get to the Dunlending here. It also would probably help if I actually could hear it. The in-game audio, of course, you'll hear it. I don't know how loud it is, but it's playing through that. I just had my speakers turned basically all the way down so I couldn't hear anything. But yeah, as far as what I'm going to be doing today, I mentioned West Rohan and the epic battles, but it's like what we usually do when I play with my kinship on Anor. I'll basically be doing some of the questing, probably about 2 hours or so is what these streams usually end up being. And I will probably do like the epic battles. I think we are doing Deeping Wall. That's one of the things I actually meant to check. I don't know what I need to burn. Looks like a barricade, probably back down here. Oh, the torch has gone out. But yeah, with the actual questing, that's what I wanted to talk about if I took a moment to actually get my thoughts together. But the actual questing here, I want to finish Torsbury. I would like to finish the Broadacres zone. I would kind of hope to finish that today, but I really have no idea how much I have left, and for some reason, my character wants to keep on T-posing. I really doubt this counts. Oh, it actually does count. That is the first barricade. Wow, I wonder if there's a third and fourth barricade there. It's probably in another location. Yeah, it looks like to the west. I really don't know what's going on, but might as well get a screenshot is what I figure. And I should probably double check just in case that my chat is working, because I have had that issue before. All right. Oops, can't see anything because I have the UI hidden. Looks like we have some people logging in on the kin, which means, yeah, we have about 7 minutes, just so everybody knows that 7 minutes until the epic battles. I honestly don't remember which one we're doing today, but I think it's Deeping Wall. It'll probably depend on how many people we have online, really. Looks like I did get a new quest. I was like, it's odd that looks like there's somebody captured prisoner type person there, and I don't have a quest to free them, but I got it as soon as I like got up to her. And one thing, I was actually playing Fire for Deeds. I kind of forgot about that. I thought about that right before I started the stream. I was like, it's odd that I'm at Fire spec, because I usually play Lightning. It's a little bit better with the leveling, actually a lot bit better for this character. It looks like I have a couple trait points to spend. Actually, I don't want Ceaseless Argument. That's something with the old yellow line. I would sometimes pick in the red line for specific things, but don't really need it here. But what I wanted to look at was my deeds, because I am working on Self-Motivation, which I need 3 more, and Distracting Flame, which I need 1 more of. That's right, I totally forgot. I only needed 1 more of that, and then I need to do Self-Motivation twice more after this, and with both of those I think I get a class trait point. Yeah, I just need a complete self-starter, and I'll have all the class deeds done, and I am taking a ton of damage. A lot of things going on while I'm fighting some enemies. The enemies in West Rohan just seem to have a big step up in difficulty compared to East Rohan. It's a little bit weird, but honestly kind of nice in a way. I know I'm about to actually die. I got a stun on him and oops, totally misclicked. That's one of the problems with clicking. I have all my heals on like the right. It's very hard to hit those with my left hand. I don't even know. I don't think my hand can quite stretch that far. I have to go with my pinky to my thumb. But anyway, the point is those ones are hard for me unless I actually use my right hand, but then I'd take it off the mouse. Bryn. I guess I have to defeat him. I got quite a few quests. I expected to get more quests, more than just one, once I actually got in here, so it's good that I actually am. With West Rohan just being so inconsistent, I had no idea if that would actually be the case. It just seemed like it should be the case, at least. This is a type of fight and situation where I'd really rather be in the yellow line. I'm pretty safe right now. I think the dots usually do a lot of damage if I can avoid getting a debuff. But yeah, that actually went really well in red line, and what I'd actually consider a good fight for a red line if things go well like that. Basically, if I don't take too much damage and you can survive, the red line's good with AoE like that. Even though the yellow line I think would still be better. Let's see, what is my yellow line in? Probably this one. Now that I'm actually done with the deeds that I wanted to be in the red line for, I can switch. I think there is a stealth mob somewhere, and somehow my skill did not hit the non-stealth one, the captain here, the signature. But this fight is actually a good showcase of when yellow goes a little bit slower. I know for a while, at endgame at least, the yellow line runekeeper did more DPS than red line, even though that wasn't the case for a long time. I'm not sure since the yellow line nerfs the exact comparison between the two, but I think most people still use the yellow line. But while leveling in general, I found the yellow line to be better. There are a couple situations, or just some times, where it can be inconsistent if you don't get your crits compared to the sustain that's pretty consistent on the red line with fire. So sometimes it'll feel slower and sometimes significantly faster. Like that crit I got with Vivid Imagery, it's making the stun landing go down a lot quicker. And even if Epic Conclusion, if it crit there, I wouldn't need to basically use all these skills. I think it would have just about one-shot him. So that's just a little bit with the inconsistencies, and I guess that's the way it is with a very crit-based spec. If you don't crit, it's relatively weak, but then if you do get your crits, it's a lot stronger. Well, it looks like we are starting the invites for Deeping Wall. That is the epic battle we're doing, so that is good. I should probably join the Discord, and just so everybody knows, you all won't hear the Discord audio with my kinship. I'll be on push to talk with them, and the OBS, you all will still hear the in-game audio in the background. There, I got a big 20k crit. That's the type I need to one-shot one of these mobs, or almost one-shot. One shot plus the regular skill. Alright, so I'm connected to the Discord, and I'm not sure there is a signature right here. I think he is one I still need. I don't remember killing this one. Turns out I have killed him though, or at least I don't need him for the quest. I guess I'm circling back, that's why I've already killed him. trying to go up to the next level up there. I don't know if y'all can even see, it's kind of hard to point, but where my mouse cursor is up there. I don't know if there are any, I don't think there are any other like regular mobs I need to. My keyboard is off from where it should be. And my headphones are way loud. That hurt my ears when they started talking. There's another corpse. We've had a lot of corpses to loot. Just getting extra loot on this character. One thing I was going on about a little bit with the last stream on my Beowarding, the level 50, or I guess he's 60 now. He was in a Morio progression group, or is in a Morio progression group. That's why I was saying 50s, but he is level 60. Anyway, the point was, I was thinking a little bit about how much gold he's gotten just from leveling. And that's kind of been similar on this character. I don't know what he started out with, like West Rohan, but it's just something, I don't know, I enjoy looking at just because I like gold making, even though I don't really do it, to be honest, in LOTRO anymore like I used to. The last time I was really serious about my gold making was back when you could basically trade people who bought stuff in the LOTRO store. This is one of the fights, I know he's a signature, but I'm like not getting any crits. So it's one of those slower fights. I'm also not paying too much attention to my gameplay, and like while leveling, sustaining bolt can often be good to use to get heals, especially here where I take a lot of damage. So like I use that in some situations I want it if I was just maximizing my DPS. Yeah, I might even try Redline for a couple more fights, just compare them a little bit more. I actually think I do have combat analysis installed. That's one thing I have used to compare the specs, or compare my characters really, how they perform, just to see that info. Let's see, I got another clash trait point, that's why I completed that. So for my yellow line build here, I want to get the volcanic greenstone. That's like my next goal. But I don't have enough points to get that, so I need to spend points in the blue line until I can actually start working back into the red line, basically. If Essence of Flame started as an AoE, I would probably pick that, actually. Just kind of thinking a little bit, I'm planning on putting it in the will, but I was just kind of curious with Essence of Flame if it were an AoE. But yeah, I think the best thing for me, sadly, is going to be getting more will. It's not going to really impact that much. Looks like we have a Dunland and Captain. That's not one of the name signatures I need. I still need to free one more person, and then that person's actually to the west, so I'll go ahead and get that so I'm not backtracking too much, only backtracking a little bit right here. I think. I can't even tell with the map. Maybe it is somewhere new. Oh, and I thought I switched to the red line as well, but I stayed yellow. Ooh, yeah, those damage over times. The debuffs here seem to be really strong in West Rohan. But it looks like something that has taken up my CPU, and I think it is Chrome. So I'll just take a minute to fix that. If anybody else has issues with LOTRO sometimes having a little bit low FPS or being unusual, you can change the priority in the task manager if you're playing on Windows, of course. So that is something I'll just recommend, kind of a random tip if anybody has experienced that. Another nice thing, wow, that actually didn't hit again. Vivid imagery. I wonder if it's because I was lower level than him, like vertically, if it was enough of a displacement that it just didn't hit him. So this is the last person I need to free, and then two more signatures, but not that signature. One is to the northwest. Kind of looks like on the map that there would be a lot more, but it's really is a couple narrow strips. There's still a lot. Torsbury is pretty big, but as far as the actual questing area, there's like a huge chunk on the map there that's not really usable. It's just kind of torn up ruined structure. So one to the east. I might actually be able to finish Torsbury. I don't know if there are more quests here. I kind of expect it to be a little bit more than this. Maybe a quest that I just thought the city was a little bit bigger. Again, looking at the map, that whole thing. If I actually paid attention to the size, it might have been less, but that is okay. That's why I put Torsbury in the title. That's why I'm kind of going on about that. At least the quests I did so far in here, they were pretty enjoyable. They were fairly standard quests, but they were a little bit different at the same time. So like having to kill 5 name signatures, you usually don't have to kill that many, and you also freed like 5 or 6 named people instead of just freeing like it's like a generic free 8 captives. You are freeing specific people, so that was actually interesting. And I think we have a full raid now, so we'll be starting up the epic battle. And I will be going heal spec since we're doing Deeping Wall. Looks like I need to talk to everybody. I don't know if those are all the people I freed or not, but we'll see. After the epic battle, this is the main event in a way for the evening. It's Ardkin event, and that's kind of the point of playing this character. I am enjoying doing West Rohan, but I'm kind of doing them together, combining them. So I get to go in the healing spec, and it's actually been a long while since I've streamed this. So there was a while where I was doing this like every week, so maybe 3 times or so on the stream I did this just healing stuff. But oh, I just switched to the red line on accident. I should probably also go officer in this one. So if I switch my epic battle spec, whatever you want to call that, promotions point spec, I actually want to switch to my other configuration. I have to wait not only for the regular traits to switch to the blue line, I have to wait for this to switch to officer, which oddly is the blue line as well as far as the promotion points go. So now I have to wait another minute to get back into my blue line. But at this point, well, it looks like a lot of people have stuff built. I can at least do some heals. I'll go ahead, I think could do engineer banner here. But yeah, for anyone unfamiliar in the epic battle, this one, I just basically run around healing stuff. So all these random soldiers, I'll heal them as I see their morale drop, and I have to individually target them, so it's a little bit weird. But actually the main thing is healing these banners. Sometimes I forget about that. But it's a very weird task, and very weird that you can even like heal the banners and things like that. But that is what I do, and it's actually, to me, makes it more entertaining. Somehow healing these, at least for me playing, is more entertaining than doing the other stuff. I think some people, if I actually go up here, we have some of the higher rank like engineers and people like that who are working these catapults. I could actually do that, but I don't want to mess it up from what they're doing. Pretty much everybody in here already knows what they're doing, and at least my task in this epic battle has always been to keep stuff healed. I wonder, we have a Beorning, another Runekeeper. That's pretty much all the heals. We do have a couple Wardens, but unfortunately their heals won't affect the banners or soldiers. I actually don't know where the enemies are coming from. I thought they were coming here. Maybe we need to go west, I think. There we go. But yeah, there's pretty much like just not much for me to do right now because there's not too much to heal. It wouldn't be a big deal if I were in DPS back. It's just the last time I ran this, I kind of thought all the enemies came a lot earlier. There just like wasn't much going on for a while there, but we got our first event, which is going to be all the way to the west here. So we have to defeat waves of the attackers, and we can't let the door to Hornburg be destroyed. So I probably need to heal that. I probably also need to heal the wounded soldiers. There are also healing supplies, so we already had a healing store destroyed, and that is not good. I think that means we won't get platinum. Oh, there's a healing store I cannot target, or can't reach. That's crazy, because all these, we're supposed to be able to heal these, as odd as that is. But that just means we won't get that progress, basically, with this. Could use floating names. It's annoying to me having all the floating names up, but it does actually help target all these things. Just make sure I give them like random heals over times as I'm going about cycling my cooldowns a little bit, is what I am doing right now. Even like this captain needs healing. Probably, I think the enemies are fighting here, so we might even have some issues with the banners. I probably run around here real quick and make sure they're all doing okay. Maybe. Unless I'm having issues. Okay, it was just that one was around the corner. I know that one of the healing stores said like out of line of sight. I was wondering if I was just having random issues with that. I have some weird issues in the epic battles where sometimes targeting isn't always as it usually works. I think since everybody's gotten here though, they're getting the goblins and the such that destroy the healing supplies, they're getting them taken care of. So maybe I'll do the Vanguard flag here. I actually don't know if we have a Vanguard or anything, but might as well have that going on. Something useful. Looks like that banner was burning. So is this one. Can extinguish it while healing it. I think that blue ability I just used, Mark Target, it just makes them a priority, so those sappers, the little goblin ones, maybe the fire starters, they're the ones that really hurt the banners. Okay, I'm going to head back here to make sure all this is good. It looks like it. Oh, we're having a lot of the banners getting burned. So I think we got a gold on the side mission. I didn't really do too much because after the first wave, when all the mobs were just like rampant as everybody was getting there, I went in and healed everything up that I could, and not too much took damage besides like the 2 supplies that were destroyed, and one of them I just couldn't target in. By the time I actually noticed that one was destroyed, it was already destroyed, of course. Alright, so all these banners are good. Okay, I'm going to turn floaty names off for a little bit and just like randomly target the soldiers and such. Make sure they're all healed up, and I can use my AoE bubble. That's the only AoE heal I have that I don't need to like individually target each soldier, checking on their morale. So I like to use that cooldown as frequently as possible, which I think is just 1 minute. No, it's probably... Which skill is that? Essay of Exaltation? It says 25 seconds on the cooldown, which looks right. Maybe it's less than a minute. I always thought that was a minute cooldown, so that's a little bit odd. It might be like 45 seconds. Let's see, it has a 45-second cooldown, so that's actually better than I thought it was. The epic for the Aegis splash heal might heal the, oh, what am I thinking, the soldiers around whoever I'm clicking. But you have to get a critical hit on it, so it is something I could do just to get the splash heal. It's not too much of a heal, but I kind of want to test here if I just see... I have to get a crit on it though, and relying on that with whatever cooldown it has just would take a while to finally get it. But that is something I want to investigate. I think heals like that, anything that just does to anybody around whatever target, so like a splash, kind of like my bubble, I think that works, and even like the Bayoning heals. I think they're supposed to work like that as well. So it looks like the enemies have moved to the center wall, so we'll head there. We'll probably be getting another one of the side missions somewhat soon. At least with this raid version, the raid epic battle Deeping Wall here, they are a little bit more frequent than like the 6-man and some of the other ones, and they're my favorite parts of the epic battles, is when we have the side missions, the little objectives. But okay, I should probably, looks like we need all these. I think we need actually these to be, oh, it's actually loaded, it's just showing like it needs to be loaded for me for some reason, like when the rocks are flashing like that, but they're actually all loaded and ready to drop. But yeah, for me with the epic battles, the most exciting part is the side missions. And at least with the raid one, they're more frequent than some of the other ones. I think we have 3 of them only, but they still take a while to come. So yeah, as far as like what I'm doing right now, I'm basically stuck here doing nothing. Again, I think other people are working on getting their catapult set up, the things on top of these towers. And they're just working on that. But they are people who basically know what they're doing with that. I think I could actually start working on that now that I'm a rank 3 engineer, but I'm not entirely sure. But we have enough people to have that covered, so I'm more focused on the ground here. Yeah, we want sappers as the priority target. Didn't mean to do armor there, but I was just trying to look at all those things. I really don't know how to work the rock drop though. That's the only thing I've never really done. I assume you're supposed to do it when there are enemies like right here, but I've never actually seen enemies right down there. They always scale up the wall. But maybe you just do it when they're like scaling up and doing all that stuff. Okay, Okay, so we have a side mission. This is Wave of Attackers. Do not allow 10 powder kegs at the base of the tower. So I think we'll head down here. I don't immediately recognize this one. I think we have done it. I might have done this one once. I'm not sure if I've done all these side missions objectives, and I will just keep everything healed up again. Maybe I might actually go lightning here, help with the damage a little bit. I'll go ahead and do my Vanguard flag. But yeah, helping with the damage I think would actually be a bit more useful. Because there isn't too much to heal up, the whole point is not allowing the powder kegs to blow up. So there's nothing actually for me to heal to help with that. So killing those little goblin sappers, I think, is the priority. I think we have another one coming up back there. So I'll make sure to set them as the priority target for the NPCs. Maybe it says I'm too far away though. Looks like they have this end covered pretty well. I haven't noticed any issues, at least with goblins. They're getting closer from our side, so I should probably be sticking here. Hi, Diadem. So far, this side mission has been easy, at least. Can actually go all the way up here and try to get the sappers from the start. It looks like we actually have a few more in this wave here. So I'll get my runestone down there placed. One of the sappers back there is stunned. We'll probably be getting immune to stuns and dazes, so I might actually run and use Flurry of Words. Again, prioritizing the sappers definitely here. Going to use my stun as well, and then high priority is disarming these actually. That one was a little bit of a scary wave. Okay, I'll get another Vanguard flag down. It looks like I should probably set the priority to the sappers again. Oh, I got one real quick stun before he was able to place the powder, I think, but one of them did place it. I don't see any sappers. They are coming in at the back. They're distracting you with all these fancy orcs. But it's actually the little goblins in the back we need to get. Oh, we actually finished while there were sappers, while there were enemies still trying to get their powder kegs detonated there. Going to go ahead and open my boxes. Sometimes I usually actually save the boxes for the end just to open them all at once, but I just saw that in my inventory and figured I could go ahead and open them. One thing is my Stars of Merit. That's what I'm kind of wondering how many of those I have. I'm up to 200. I think for the most part on this server I'm just going to save them and not really spend them on any of the level 95 gear. Actually, I don't even have a level 95 character on this server yet. I'm that much behind. Because I've only play on the server on Anor anymore just to play with my kinship, which means either doing the epic battles here, which is the time I do the leveling on my runekeeper, Or like with the low level group, I should probably switch to heal spec. I'll do that once I get out of combat. But might as well destroy some enemies. And heal this banner. That should get me out of combat as well. Yeah, it looks like we actually had, we had a soldier defeated. That happens very frequently. I don't know if I've ever done this like perfectly without any soldiers defeated. I actually also don't know if I've ever seen. Oh, so I was talking, I got distracted by the chat in Discord. I was talking about, what was I talking about? Yeah, the soldiers defeated and banners burned. I think I've never had it perfect with the banners either. That would be something, a good goal to try. It looks like we need some arrow volley armor for these guys. Yes, so the Epic for the Ages splash heal healed these people. I should probably have tried to heal somebody around more of the NPCs. Did you say the sword and shield stance? Okay. Looks like that's what they're on. And there's really just not much to do here. We actually have a pretty good group talking about all this. All the soldiers being defeated and banners burned, at least historically when I've run this, but really just not having too much to do here. People are taking care of it pretty well. And we aren't having many enemies come up and fight us, but I think we're about to. Aragorn said, "We shall soon have our respite, so use it wisely." That means either we have it right now, but we're probably going to be. But I think we're going to probably be going to the east here since we went west then center, and now would be ready to go to the east. Because the orcs are nice like that, and I think they always attack whichever one they haven't yet. And everything here, I don't think we've done anything in the far east, so everything here should be healed up and not taking any damage or anything. Looks like all the rock drops are ready, except for this one. I guess I could help actually load that. Yeah, we had the enemies slowly coming up, but we have all of our catapults are doing a good job defeating them. I think that's supposed to actually help you get through the entire epic battle faster. I'm not completely familiar with exactly how that works, but I think that's how it's supposed to work. Or at least how some people in my kinship suspect it works, and I have no reason to think that is wrong. It makes sense, actually, that you'd actually have a use when you're destroying like these commanders and berserkers actually speeding up the progress with the epic battle. I had to clear my throat, but I think we have to defeat the overseers, and I think these are the ones we have to interrupt. So they're like using their abilities. We need to interrupt them. So like Anor, here he is. I'll be healing here, even though I could probably go on DPS. We have a warden taking a lot of damage somewhere. Actually, I don't know where he is. He's at the top. So I should probably go help him. If my elf legs would move faster. Where is my interrupt? Is it shift 7, I think? Yeah. I have no idea on the DPS spec which one it is, but I think we're bringing this guy down here. I just gotta have my interrupt ready just in case he starts doing an induction. Otherwise, I will actually probably should be healing more in the meantime. We have a hunter down here that needs some health. And he followed. So the orc is following him, so we're going to focus on this guy. I think that was a little bit weird. It seems like usually when something like that would happen. Well, this one still actually has aggro on the guardian that fell. But the other orc also was following him the whole way. Oh, it looks like we have some banners needing to be healed. It's a good thing I saw that little dwarf doing that. I would have been ignoring the banners as well. We've had 0 burned, but some of them are getting a little bit low, I think. So we just have a lot of things to keep up with, and again, this kind of hectic, exciting part is when I actually like the epic battles. There's just, I don't know, every time I stream with these, I pretty much talk about it, but just during the slower downtimes, I think that's boring, and there's too much of that, to be honest, but it is important for people to get their things set up at the same time, so it's a little bit weird. I think this is the last orc we have left. They've only used one ability, which is good. I think I just healed myself with Epic for the Ages. I'm just using some heals and keeping them targeted in case I have to do the interrupt. But I think they used one ability, so we probably got a gold medal. And we could have gotten a platinum without that. So, Pettigrew, you said you see a yellow Beorning being selfish with his buffs. Let's see. He has Mark of Grimbeorn on himself, so I agree. Even though it's a little bit hard maybe in this to have it on a good target. Other than yourself, we do have a tank. Our Guardian was tanking there. But otherwise for the rest of this, we don't really have a tank. Just whoever's taking more damage, it would probably be useful to have. Okay, make sure they have the arrow volley armor, because they're taking arrow volleys. Yeah, I need to go around and double check all these banners again. Actually I can't even see them with floating names, so I'll just keep that off and individually click them. This one's a little bit down. So Diadem, you wanted to run that with you guys, but yeah, you are able to run this any day. Yeah, I guess you didn't do the, what's that called? Helm's Dyke epic battle? At least I'm guessing that you still needed to get it unlocked. Because the nice thing with these is they actually do scale, even though the scaling's a little bit weird. They do scale though from like level 10, I think, all the way to 95. So it is nice that a lot of lower level characters can do it. And especially once you get like high rank in your promotion points in engineering especially, it's more about how good of an engineer you are rather than your character, even if your stats don't scale that well. Yeah, I think we've had our 3 side missions, so I think as far as that goes, I've never actually seen a barricade here. I have no idea where they got that from. At least I'm pretty sure I've never seen a barricade in this epic battle. It's probably stuck in a box somewhere. There's something there. Oh, that's a munitions cache. This is for one of the side missions. Side objectives. So Diadem, you are at level 80. I think I remember seeing that. So you're about in the middle of East Rohan, I'm guessing, level-wise at least. I think that's about the level of my Guardian. So during East Rohan, during like the Riders of Rohan period of this expansion, I was able to level quite a few of my alts and still enjoy it, but just with West Rohan, I don't have too much motivation to really level up and do all this stuff. First of all, on all of my characters, on like all of my alts, I'm not too interested in doing all the West Rohan quests on all of them. That would be too much West Rohan for me to get the clash trait points. And then also at level 95, the main end game, especially that my kin is doing, is actually the epic battles. So I personally don't have too much motivation to have more than one character. Having one character up there is fine, but it's really weird for me who likes to play a lot of alts. There's another barricade. Maybe I'll do an engineer flag then. Oh, I guess they just crank these, load these, and drop these. We seem to be pretty good. I'm not seeing too many banners getting burned or getting hit. I can go ahead and do another sweeping check on those. So I think we successfully completed it, which is weird because Aragorn said, "Clear the wall, they're going to blow it," even though we successfully did this. I think a couple people got a Tome of Fate and a Tome of Might. That's nice. I think this gear I'm getting is level 90, but I don't know if it's better than the 85 gear I've gotten. Anyway, with West Rohan and the level 95 cap, at least it's exciting for me to have one character to get up there, because we might eventually run some like regular instances and things like that. I still want to be level 95, it's just I have no motivation to really hurry up and get level 95 besides actually reaching the cap. I've just been extra slow about that though. So we ran one epic battle. Usually as a kin we do 2 things or go like about 2 hours, not really set how much we go, but that's about our usual. So we'll probably, I would guess, at least be running something else, but I'm not entirely sure what. Sometimes we just like stop after one, I think. Not that we've done this too many times, or at least that I've done this too many times. But early on we would do like Helm's Dyke and things like that. And hey Grayscon, you said you see another Runekeeper also doing healer, and there's a Minstrel too. Is the Minstrel good for more DPS than healer now? So the Minstrel is still primarily a healer. They do have like a DPS spec, but I would be up for that if you'll take a level 92. So it sounds like we might even do like a 6-man, like a regular instance, which I am not quite level 95, but might be high enough to join them. But yeah, Runekeeper is good for DPS and healing, and Minstrel, they have DPS, it's just not as good as other classes, and that's kind of similar with Runekeeper right now. They've recently been nerfed a little bit. but they're still better than minstrel DPS. But as far as healing goes, minstrels are still very valued as healers. So I need to sell. I'll probably sell everything, but I'll just double check my gear. Make sure I don't actually need any of this. The main thing I'd be curious on is this ring. I would get some finesse and more tactical mastery. It should be an upgrade because it's higher like item level and higher level, but the only thing is the critical rating versus finesse, but I don't think that is enough to actually make a difference. So I go from 18.1, better accept that real quick because those expire real quick. Yeah, I think it's actually worth equipping this one, the level 91, which it should be. But I just wanted to check the actual stats on that. Oh, it looks like we're actually ready to do a travel, and oh, you can actually do this with 3 players? That's odd. Normally a lot of these instances, they're like solo instances, and I thought it was odd that it wasn't saying that, so you can do that with 3 people. So this will be the next step after our instance. I feel like instances are more of an epic battle than the epic battle, so I feel like the title still applies somehow, even though it technically doesn't. But I'm going to run to Stoke real quick, or at least let my horse run to Stoke. And I will kind of work on the book quest just so I have something to do while we're filling the spots a little bit with one of the scalable instances. Not sure, in the kinship it looks like we have pretty much all spots filled with people that can make it, I think. Headphones are making my hair itchy. Yeah. Guess I could open that. I didn't realize I actually didn't open one of the things from the epic battle. Oh yeah.
You return to sorrowful news. Wigbold has been murdered.
Well, I had a ton of notifications. I didn't actually mean to open the mail there. I would personally probably have more fun in a normal instance, but I'd be fine with an epic battle too if people want that. So, for some reason I just left the mead hall even though I still have a quest to talk to somebody in the mead hall. I don't know why I did that. I guess distracted with us talk about what we're going to do next. Sounds like we might do an instance or maybe an epic battle. Trying to see who can join what, basically. Okay, there we go, actually. Continue the quest and I am finally ready to go out. So for this quest, I need to examine a body of a slain Wigbald. Wait, is his name Wigbald? In the eastern part of Stoke? I don't know if it's intentional with that name. I don't know who Wigbald is or his significance. But it's kind of funny with the name that it's a combination of wig and bald. Should probably also switch. I doubt there's going to be any combat just by examining the body, but go ahead and switch to my more normal spec so I can at least have a normal skill bar, and I don't think the game wants me to go that way. Okay, so return to the south gate of Stoke and look for the man who claimed to be Wigbald. So somebody claimed to be Wigbald even though Wigbald was slain? Oh, this is an elf, I think. Looks like an elf. I can't actually tell from here, but yeah. So now back to the mead hall. That's one of the things with West Rohan that's been almost a little bit annoying. I'm not entirely sure. What was I just saying? Once again, getting distracted with the Discord chat, but yeah, it sounds like we actually don't have a tank. So the runekeeper in this group, he has a tank for his main, but he leveled the runekeeper to have it like another option for a healer, because we usually have a bunch of tanks and not many healers. So we actually have, I would probably actually end up healing this because I am lower level. So Diadem, sorry for getting to your message late, really distracted with the chat while they're asking what I want to do. But yeah, you said you're content watching the stream here and questing actually. Sometimes I'm also in the mood just to quest in LOTRO, it's pretty fun. I really like that with low level questing. I know I haven't streamed it lately, like even the past couple of months I haven't done too much of that besides on Louisden. But it's something I used to do when like the legendary server launched. I would do a few of those zone playthroughs. I did like Forest Shill on my Warden. I was going through all the stuff on my Lore Master. I did like the Shire on my Guardian. I think I did one other one. Maybe I was like starting Bree. But just things like that, I enjoy questing like that, especially if you're in a good environment. Which some people might like Rohan. I know a lot of people like West Rohan questing. I'm kind of in between on it right now. Lately it's been good though. I really like the landscape of the zone. It's nice and flat and actually plains-like, and not annoyingly slow like East Rohan. It's a little bit hard for me to explain, but just having it like this, I kind of like it. Okay, sounds like we might be doing Fornost, which would be a fun instance. Pretty much all the scaling instances I like. Some of them we don't have unlocked on the server, like some of the ones that were released at higher levels but scale starting at level 50, like I think the Osgiliath ones do that. Just for a specific example. The Pelennor ones, I don't remember if they go down that low or not. I mainly ran them at 105, I think, whenever I did run them. But yeah, pretty much all the scaling ones like that. I would probably be better at healing just because I am lower level. But I would leave it up to you if you want to heal. I think he said he was going to continue questing. I got this quest. Oh yeah, this was the whole travel now thing. So actually, the book quest is taking me to Stone Dean. So I was just like going out, I saw I had a quest turn in here. Or not a quest turn in, but my quest tracked here. I didn't actually realize that was for this. So yeah, I think I pretty much have to wait. We're still getting our group settled. Sounds like we'll be 4-manning it with a maybe with a tank that doesn't tank often. So that should be exciting for me to heal, especially because I'm lower level. But we'll probably run tier 1, which is very easy. The scaling instances in LOTRO are generally easy, especially on tier 1. Okay, while they're doing that, I'm actually going to try to travel. I don't know if it will give me like a full 3-man version. That would be crazy. But I might try to finish this up real quick while we're getting this stuff. Oh, that might have been me. I didn't know that would affect you all. Oh. Oh. Well, I can leave whenever. I just thought I'd check it out while waiting for stuff, but... did you want me to leave now? I'm actually about to die. I don't know if this is the 3-man version, but I just went on like AoEing everything. Oh, that actually teleported me out. And I somehow got XP, I guess, from one of the NPCs killing them. Should be good to start it now. I actually liked Torsbury, the quest here in the little swampy area. Not much of a swamp, it's a smaller one than the other area. I talked about this when I did it, but Fen March, I thought there'd be more swampy questing there compared to Torsbury, which I thought was just kind of bordering the Intwash Vale and not too much like swamp style questing, but it was actually, there was more of that there that was enjoyable. Still getting XP, I guess, from those mobs getting killed in that instance. That encounter is still somehow running. That's pretty crazy. Okay, so I think I need to go into the heal spec and heal these people because they would probably die without that. Who should do not fall who? Okay, and I will get a second one. I don't know if you have that legacy yet. So, yeah, I'll do one on you. So everybody will have an in combat res as long as the runekeepers are alive. I'm ready. I'm fine with whatever. Okay, I should probably switch to healing. Oh, Diadem, I am bad about paying attention to the kin chat. So he said you would tank, but we would have to sneak you in. That is true. You could try that Warden stealth skill that the name is eluding me, but you could try that. Not sure how well that would work for avoiding the mobs. I actually don't even think the instance would let you in, so we would actually have to sneak you in just for that. These Blogmole Warlords, whenever I'm just like randomly wanting to solo an Elite Master, these are the perfect ones to basically try. They're pretty simple melee ones, so if you just like open up this instance, whatever level you are, you can run through and pull like one of them on their own, and it's just an easy Elite Master you can try to kill on level. I don't know, that's just a random thing that I thought of when I saw them. I think I was thinking because I'm just like sitting here healing, not having to do too much, it's pretty simple. That made me think of it. I'm actually able to use a surprising amount of my DPS skills. actually don't think I used my debuff remover on the Guardian, but I don't think that's actually strong enough. It removes up to 97 strength. And these are 95, so it should actually remove them. Oops, did not mean to take a screenshot. That's the problem with like sitting back with my microphone blocking my keyboard and my vision. I can't actually see where the equal key is. Goblins were not impressed by his fire runestone. They just stood there and ignored it. Actually need to restore some power, so I'll use that and then get my healing runestone. Really not having too much to worry about with the healing. I thought I would be taking a lot of damage actually. Oh, now the tank is. I was just too slow about that. I saw his health going down. It was too late. He should have an in combat res though, so that would be convenient. I'll probably put my next one right back on him. So my heals, nope, I only have a solo bubble. Oh, not enough power. Probably help if I actually had power. I can use steady hands to make my skills have no cost, but all the goblins are dead anyway. Feels a little bit odd you could actually loot that mob. So in this one, I have to be careful to not go in the water. I say as I actually jump in the water. I'm trying to jump on top of this rock pillar thing, but I think there's like an invisible barrier there because I can't even jump, like go this way. Just like get stuck. Should probably go about healing though. These mobs actually do a relatively decent chunk of damage. They do tactical damage and they often aren't always focused on the tank. Or I could just help kill it, then I won't need to heal anything if the enemies are dead. And I could use my debuff remover as I go in the water. That would prevent me from getting the silence, which for the Runekeeper, a lot of their damaging skills, I think, being silenced wouldn't actually does affect a lot of the skills, but I'm not sure for healing. Like Epic for the Ages, that should be one. Bombastic Inspiration. Rid of Health is probably Mending Verse. I think all those silencing wouldn't let you use. If I actually jump in the water, I can somehow use Mending Verse and Bombastic Inspiration. Hey Ozcrow, and I agree that rock is a lie. I know that was a really weird move with the bubble. I like moved my cursor real quick to the back, but I was about to do it on the tank, and then I was like thinking that it would only hit the tank, and I wanted it more, I think, for the Runekeeper and the Hunter. Oh, you can actually go all the way left here? Oh, maybe not. For some reason I can use the healing runestone when silenced, but not the lightning runestone. That is odd. Oh, the tank is going down. Oh, he went down. That was totally my fault for not healing him. He went, I guess, way off from where I thought he was. I thought we were all right here. What was the problem? I am being a bad healer though. So Diadem, you never played a Runekeeper beyond level 12 or so. After the Wardens launched. I think the Runekeeper is a very fun class. It's my second favorite class, behind the Warden. But yeah, I could definitely see picking a Warden over a Runekeeper. It's also kind of a class you have to like the tactical aspect of it, more spellcaster type. Okay, got a bunch of runestones going on here. And I am out of power. All those runestones suck it. I actually think the runestones, the Our Fates Entwined at one at least has a lot of power cost, so does my AoE Essay of Exaltation. I think those are the highest power cost. Oh, Epic for the Ages has a decent power cost too. Actually, if I actually pay attention to my power, I can use Prelude to Hope on myself, and that will restore my own power. If I actually bother to pay enough attention to that. Right, so we are almost to the building with the boss. I guess that's a building. It's a tower type thing. There's an actual interior. I never actually looked at this thing from the outside, wondering if it's building. So this actually looks a little bit like a tower, even though it's nothing really like that once we get inside. But Fornost, I know there are quite a few towers. I can't quite reach the Guardian, so I'm going to have to go this way, and then he actually went back here where I could have gone through that. I think if I step in the water I'll get silenced, but I can use my debuff remover once again, and that should be maybe going away. Maybe not going away. So scribe a new ending, that was actually one thing in update 28 I know they're changing. They're making it immediate and like usable while moving, which will be nice. But it's not quite to that yet. At least I think that was in the latest round of the update 28 beta patch notes. Speaking of update 28, the War of the Three Peaks, there are a few very weird things with that mini expansion that, if I remember, I will talk about it after this. So Diadem, you said you remember when they introduced them and players kind of thought Runekeepers broke the lore, but it turned out to be such a great class after all. Yeah, I think some people still think that Runekeepers break the lore. I guess it was the only thing they could really do to have another tactical class that wasn't like a lore master, another spell caster basically, because in LOTRO, I guess in Lord of the Rings, there's just not too much with that to go off of with the lore, at least as far as I know. I'm not the best person to talk about that. Oops, I accidentally jumped, so I wasn't able to use Flurry of Words. But with the War of the Three Peaks upcoming mini expansion for update 28, the first very weird thing is they have not announced a launch date for that. So like with an expansion, you usually have a launch date announced quite a bit ahead of time, but all we know is October, and probably before the next festival. I think Harvest Math Festival is the one that's coming around Halloween. I'm not sure exactly what the day is, but I think it's towards the end of October. Go ahead and maybe I'll use my debuff remover on the Guardian. So that's weird that we aren't having or don't know the release date. I think it's supposed to release, it'll just release and they won't actually give us any heads up, so that's also weird. I'm not sure. Well, I got 60 medallions from that quest. I know that's not like a huge amount of medallions, but it's a surprisingly large amount for just a quest there. Hi, Casey. Oh yeah, this boss should be interesting to heal for me, with the Hunter and Runekeeper probably tanking. I think I'm disconnected from the stream, but if y'all can hear me, hopefully it gets back to normal. I have to do a little bit of healing here. Seems like the game is going mostly back to normal, so maybe I'm still dropping frames though. I really don't know if the stream is actually playing at all. Okay, so hopefully I'm actually back now with the stream. Sorry for the interruption of my internet wanting to, or at least with OBS wanting to disconnect. Okay, I think I am back. I was having some lag there. Anyway, everybody stayed healed up fine. I was able to do a little bit of healing, but it was a little bit choppy. Anyway, I don't even remember what I was talking about. So update 28, actually do remember. They're releasing that. It sounds like they're going to be releasing that, and I think I said I really don't know how much of this was caught before I noticed the disconnection. So it sounds like they will be just like releasing that like a normal patch and won't be giving a release date until basically it's released. For the runestone? Oh, the bag. Is it in one of your outfits? Kinda curious. Oh yeah, it does. So he was talking about his rune satchel, the cosmetic of it. That one looks a little bit I don't know, a little bit different shape, like a deeper pocket type one. Ooh. So I got a relic removal scroll. I think those are fairly rare. Also got some level 95 jewelry, but that big battle jewelry is a lot better. It's actually a whole lot better, even though it's level 90. That's weird. So, do you know if the jewelry drops from these instances are like broken or something? Because it's like really low item level and like really weak compared to even my level 91. Oh no, I was just asking the kin if anybody was familiar with that. But I got an item level 95 ring from that. Yeah. It's like just significantly worse than the one from the epic battle. Maybe that's to promote epic battles. It's like intentionally bugged like that. Or I don't even know bugged like that, but it seems like a bug to me, but intentionally extremely weak like that and relatively weak. Even like the level 85 versions I thought were better. Maybe they did some update to scaling. They seem to often update scaling and things like that, and I don't know, with a lot of the lower level gear, I think it's intended to make it better, but sometimes things just get scaled weird, basically, it seems like. But I was talking about the War of the Three Peaks, the mini expansion, update 28. And it's weird that it's going to be released, and that's just like a regular update. We'll get the patch notes maybe a day before, or maybe the day, basically when they announce the maintenance. Which, as far as when I might expect that to be, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe sometime next week. That would be kind of hopeful. And maybe Cordovan, he does his like Friday streams. I don't think he's done one too recently, but when he does those, I think sometimes he'll give information on stuff like that, so maybe we'll find out more from that. But I'm headed... I guess I'll just like sit here. Sounds like we might be starting up the next instance. I might actually drop the group while we're taking our little break. And my break is actually going to be to do the quest. I don't know if anybody's here, so I'll just type all that out very slowly. But the other weird thing is there's also going to be like 3 different editions with the more of the 3 peaks. You have like the base edition, collector's edition, like ultimate fan bundle or whatever they usually have. So there's going to be those editions, but go ahead and switch specs here. But we won't know what those are. We can't like pre-purchase it or anything. We won't know what those are until it releases. So we can't buy it until it releases, and that's all weird. I don't know. The more, let's see, I don't know the correct word, but maybe kind of more sinister thinking is it's a tactic to get more sales, that they're like purposefully having no pre-purchase or anything like that. So like, whoa, I took a really big hit there and saw I got a die. I was trying to use sustainable real quick and maybe use a potion. That actually teleported me all the way out. I kind of forgot that went way over here. I should have been more careful with trying to survive because the same thing happened earlier. But yeah, I really don't know the point of releasing the mini expansion, or at least like the 3 editions, not really letting us know anything about those until basically until we get the notification of the patch, or even until the patch goes live, we might not know. And also it won't be purchasable for LOTRO points, so it's kind of extra weird because of that. I have all these archers shooting me. If I can get on my... Oops, they're going to interrupt me. If I could just get on my war steed and run away, that would actually be ideal. I'll go ahead and go into the blue spec and try to heal myself. And it looks like that was unsuccessful. So, they... maybe we'll get electrocuted. Once again, I had a bad bleed on me and didn't really notice. I am not having a good time on this Runekeeper, at least with the gameplay. I'm just doing a bad job with it. Maybe I'm actually just not even paying attention to my character portrait, really. I know it's way up on the top left of the screen. If I actually really wanted to pay attention, I could move it into the middle. Some people do that, but I like having it way up in the top left corner, but that means I have to actually look up there sometimes and check on my health and debuffs and that sort of stuff. But anyway, with the update, I just think it's really weird that we won't know what's in the 3 editions and all that. We can kind of guess from what's been in Minas Morgul and what was in Mordor, probably get a level boost. Some people, I think, have thought of, or at least hope that there would be like a level 130 boost instead of just level 120 now. Like a 130 boost that gets you basically ready to do the Legacy of Durin and the Trials of Dwarves. Okay, but let's actually try this again and actually try to complete it for real. Looks like they actually made all that progress while I was dead. I don't know, maybe I have to do the white hand banner and then we can move on. Oh, I need to burn some of these, okay. Oh, I got a few new quests that actually didn't track, so this might actually be a little bit busier than I expected. I've been nowhere to look. Broadacres. I cannot track that quest, so that's a little bit odd. What is this quest? It says Forthy Touring is burning the hand. Actually, I have no idea. I don't think I have that quest. There is that quest. It is tracked. Supposedly. I just can't do anything to my tracker. That's actually what's going on. I'm guessing Bartub is here, but I'm actually not entirely sure where Bartub is. You should help Blackthorn and the Rohirrim. That's probably what I'm doing right now, I would guess. So, Oscro, you asked if I think Lotro could use a stat squish, and level 130 is getting up there now. So, I do think a stat squish could be useful. If I remember correctly, they already did that, but I might be thinking of something else. I know World of Warcraft did stat squishes and they're doing a level squish. And that's what first came to mind when you said stat squish. I was thinking level squish, but that's something different. Okay, I think we just continue going here. I'll burn... Oh, there's a tent. Guess I need to burn tents as well. But yeah, having the level 130 stats, they're just so high that I think a stat squish could be useful. And even some of the low level stats are high enough where you could actually squish them. So at level 85, you could definitely deal with less stats. I know this isn't even that low level. But yeah, I think there are also some things with the... Oh, here's Bartub. And I'm going to be extra careful with my morale. I just saw it's all getting a little bit low there, so I wanted to be extra careful with that. Go ahead and use Concession or Rebuttal just to get Sustaining Bolt. Usually I would use Epic Conclusion there. I'll go ahead and use that now. Yeah, thinking about a level squish, that would definitely be hard. I don't really see that ever coming to Lotro. As much as I think Lotro could use it, in a way, level squishing that would just be a weird thing. I don't think it's a perfect solution to whatever like potential problems there are that people would want to level squish. One of the big things is it's kind of scary trying to get to level 130 if you're a new player. That's like a lot, and it might be too overwhelming. And that would be a good reason to do level squish, and I guess that's kind of the same with a stat squish, just it could even be a little overwhelming. I should do the side quest. I don't really want to in a way, but I should do this side quest. I just need to burn like 2 more tents and 1 more banner. I just didn't want to go back all this way to burn a couple more tents. Really? Okay, I just need to burn 2 more tents and I'll be able to turn it in. So it sounds like everybody else is ready to continue with Fortnite, so I'll get this wrapped up. Oh, that actually automatically completed. So I am level 93, so that's 1 closer to 95, slowly getting up there. But anyway, with a stat squish, what I never actually got to talking about is how big the numbers actually are with level 130 especially. It'd just be nice to have lower stats again. Like, going down to lower stats isn't super exciting, but it'd just be nice, I think. Unletting knife. Oh, I'm finding evidence. Oops, I'm not in a fellowship. They're called missions, and they're more like quests. You can run them solo or duo. So it's not really group content. Hi, Iceblood. I am playing on Anor on this character, but I play on both Arkenstone and Anor. I play on Anor just with my kinship. Was this tier 2? Okay. Oh, I'm in DPS. Oh no. Good luck. I am supposed to be the healer in this group, but I am accidentally in DPS spec. I mean, we might be able to survive. I'm using my self heals. Oh, got my res. Yeah, that's pretty much what I've used while leveling. I actually do have like Mending Verse and that type of stuff. I can get a heal to the tank. I can actually, in the yellow line, I have the traits that I can actually somewhat viably do this and heal him. Oh, that was a nice crit. It actually made me waste Static Surge though. So in a minute I'm actually going to probably use my... Actually, I'll go ahead and... No, Consistent Rebuttal, I want to use that on the next Epic Conclusion, so we can wait a bit for that. Wouldn't mind getting the AoE out. That actually just totally wasted that strong skill, Vivid Imagery. Nice. I don't think we need a healer. I can probably just say DPS spec the rest of the way. So Iceblood, you are in Brandywine, and you asked, is there a lot of players here? And is this an American server? So yes, both Arkenstone and Anor are American servers, US. All the servers are actually physically located in Boston, in case you were unaware. But yes, this one is one of the US servers. And Boston is in the East Coast US. But anyway, you said you were in Brandywine. I think that's one of the more popular servers as well. So on Arkenstone there are a lot of players. It's one of the most popular, but on Anor there aren't quite as many. As far as the number of anonymous players, we have 141 on right now. Oh, actually 142, somebody new logged in. But yeah, that's just like the rough amount. So even though Anor, actually I think about the population a little bit more, getting distracted with the gameplay, but with the population it's, I don't know, this is pretty normal I would say for the amount of people online. It is a weekday on the evening, so it's not like a peak day, but it is a general peak time for population. So it's probably about a fifth as much as the other servers, maybe like a fifth to a seventh. So percent-wise, maybe 15% to 20% of the population of the regular servers, depending on the exact server. Some of them are actually less popular, But comparing to like some of the more popular ones like Brandywine or Arkenstone, that's about relatively how many people are on Anor. And of course with Anor being a legendary server there, the level cap's 95. So if you are unfamiliar with the legendary servers, it's just very different. Because of that, the level cap is lower. So your main tunes are in Landreval Iceblood. Yeah, Landreval, I think it's slightly less populated than some of the most popular servers, but a lot of people like it. I think a lot of people like the community there. It also has all the role-playing, at least for the US servers. I think it's technically roleplay encouraged instead of like a dedicated role-playing server, but yeah. I think I even have a couple characters on Landreval. I haven't really played there too much. I just occasionally played with a couple people on Landreval. I like that outfit the hunter has. The cloak is a little bit of a weird one. I haven't actually seen that cloak. I'm not sure where they got it, but I like the purple colors. I have a purple outfit on my ward, and for some reason purple and LOTRO I think just looks good. It's a little bit of a different color. It's not an annoying purple to me. This character, he's still in his Moria outfit. I actually made this outfit specifically for Moria. It's got like black and then the white and gold and a little bit of blue, basically what I consider Moria colors, a little bit. But I'm still using it. I haven't actually found another good outfit for this character. This is like the closest thing, but not even that's good. I'd actually consider this one maybe with like a green dye to be okay for Rohan. Actually, I can't even see that. I don't remember what the dye changes, but yeah, I don't really like this outfit. Of course, I only have the robe showing basically. No, actually, can I switch? Yeah, I can switch while we're in combat. I don't know why I thought I couldn't. Ooh, looks like we got a new captain to join us. I don't know if they're probably set up for DPSing, which would fit with our group composition, of course. I'm not having to do much healing here. I'm just like sitting here actually stretching my arms while I'm talking. Not doing anything. It's a bit weird at level 130, just the contrast compared to at level 95. So at level 130, just really high level is when Captain gets a little bit insane with their tanking, and they start like being a lot better than Guardians and the other tanks. But at this level, it's a lot closer. I don't think Captain quite has all the stuff that makes them as insanely better. They have all the stuff still, but like with the legendary items and some of the utility, I think in particular like Imbued Legacies, and just all the scaling. So like they have stuff that increases morale by 8%, I think is one of their traits if you have all the ranks in it. So that just like gives you relatively more actual numbers compared to the other classes as you get higher morale. Of course 8% is always 8%, but just once you have all that other stuff at level 130, I think it gets kind of crazy with that. Yeah, this is a Runekeeper, not a Lore Master. I actually like the outfits on my Lore Master, but some of them I don't think quite fit the Runekeeper. Are a little bit different enough that I think some of the things that work for Lore Master I don't quite like as much on a Runekeeper. And I also, it's been a while since I've actually particularly paid a lot of attention to my outfits. I could find something for this character. I might even have stuff like that in my wardrobe. I don't have too many wardrobe slots, so I have kind of limited selection there. I thought I had aggro on this troll, but I guess it was the hunter. We're probably taking just like cleave damage. heal the hunter. I was going to heal the hunter, but they actually got healed up. I was trying to sneak past those goblins, but it sounds like we're just pulling a lot of things. Makes it more exciting to have just a bunch of random stuff pull. At least to me. I don't know if it does. Some people think so. Like if I'm tanking, like I tank on my Beorning, some people think it annoys the healers, or it's something I consider that it annoyed the healers if like just a bunch of random people pull stuff, because then the healer has to deal with that basically. But for me as a healer, it actually makes it more exciting when there's a lot of chaos. I actually have to pay attention a little bit. Like even right now with this fight, they just don't do enough damage that I really have to pay attention. So in a way, even that wasn't too exciting of a fight from the healer perspective, at least, that I have. So I think with this tower, if I remember, oops, I did not mean to pull these trolls. I was wondering, so we were just going through here and then I saw the troll turn around to attack something. I was like, oh, maybe the guardian actually got there, but it was the other runekeeper's runestone, the fire one. It was a little bit weird. But yeah, I think this one is the... I actually can't remember, but I think it's the one with the wargs, if I remember correctly, on the inside. Same here. Oh, maybe this... For some reason, I'm really getting this confused with one of the other ones. I was thinking there would be wargs here. Maybe that is the fire one? I'm not sure it's the fire one, but maybe it is. Don't think it's the shadow one, but it's possible. I think the captain's still not here. They're taking damage from something. They might have accidentally run into a group or something we like skipped by. I am stunned. So this is actually going to be an exciting fight. This is usually a hectic place, so I should have a bunch of stuff to heal. Having to heal myself a lot right now. I'll actually chip in with some damage with Flurry of Words. Go ahead and bubble myself just for safety. So Iceblood, you said you like Runekeeper, Minstrel, they're your first choice tunes, then the Lore Master. So Shadowwing is the one with the wargs. Yeah, it's actually been a while since I've run Fornost. I've run it plenty of times. I should actually know that, but I was just kind of forgetting which was which. But you said you like the Runekeeper and Minstrel, then the Lore Master, then Warden and Guardian, and you can stay in the Hunter and Burglar or the Beorning. So I like the Runekeeper as my second favorite class. The Minstrel is actually one of my least favorite classes. I don't have anything against it, I just prefer other classes. That would be the better way to put it. I think the Hunter, they're taking damage, but they're outside getting the Captain. Apparently I completed Goblin Slayer Advanced. I should actually look at my virtues, make sure I'm earning a good one. Tolerance is good to earn for now, so we'll keep it on that. But my favorite class is actually the Warden. So for me, it would be Warden and Runekeeper. And then after that, I'm not entirely sure what my third favorite is. It would probably be between the Lore Master and Guardian. So I do like the Lore Master, the other Spellcaster, and the Guardian. And then after that, it would be some of the other classes like Hunter, Captain, and Burglar. And then after that, it would finally be Minstrel and Champion. Although I must say the Champion is more fun. Since whatever update, I don't remember what update that the Champions were recently updated in. But whatever recent update that was, somewhat recent update, I prefer the Champions a lot more after that update. I think they increase the attack speed by a good amount. It makes them more enjoyable. So the Runekeeper and Minstrel are your style of play. Yeah, they're both kind of tactical classes that can heal and DPS. The Minstrel, I've actually been playing mine a little bit because I plan to do a Redline Minstrel guide. It is actually fun to play, I think. It's just not quite something I would gravitate towards compared to some of the other classes, but they have a lot going on for them that is fun. Try to be useful, get my DPS, my Runestone, and my Flurry of Words. Flurry of Words is more of a debuff. That's the word I was going to say. That's why DPS came out weird, because I was meant to say debuffs. I think we did not pull a lever. I'll check this one. There we go, we got it. Yeah, Minstrels are definitely good for their mobility, especially if you're playing the red line. You can cast basically everything while moving. I think just some of the heals you can't use while moving. Some of them actually have inductions, but everything else, again, Redline specifically thinking, better remove that debuff from the Runekeeper. That looked like one that would stun him. So, I think we're waiting. The tank went AFK. Actually, I don't have my do not fall on anybody. I'll put it on the about the Runekeeper. So you like the Runekeeper and the yellow line. Yeah, the yellow line Runekeeper is fun because that one's also mobility. You can just run around zapping things. That's fun. That's before the trait changes in Helm's Deep, I mostly used lightning skills, I think, and would just like run around kiting things while using those. I did use some of the fire skills, but actually in like World of Warcraft I liked Fire Mage, so I like Fire Runekeeper because of that. But I also do like lightning. Both of them are very fun to me. And they both have their different benefits in different situations I would use them in. In general, right now, though, Redline is unfortunately, at least for this character at kind of his level, and even my lower level Runekeeper, the one I have in the 50s, unfortunately, the Redline just isn't as strong as the yellow line, so I often play the lightning spec more often. And then for Lore Master, you said you enjoy the yellow line at times. And You also like red mostly, so I agree with the lore master. The red line is pretty fun on them because that's the big spell focused one, the one that deals damage. All those strong spells, and even like Sticky Gourd and Ring of Fire, those are just fun spells to me. But the yellow line, that one's a little bit weird. I don't have as much fun debuffing as I would with damaging. I think we're hopefully almost ready. I'm just like sitting here, I'm in my chair. It's a regular desk office chair, but I'm like rocking in it. Like just waiting to go. It's probably super weird watching the stream that I'm just like randomly quiet. I don't really think I'm making noise rocking, but I guess just bouncing in anticipation for this exciting fight. So with the Runekeeper, I like both lightning and fire. You said you never used frost in the Runekeeper, so frost does not have a dedicated spec. Frost are just like utility skills that every spec have. So I use those skills for their specific uses. So sometimes like Essence of Winter can be an okay AoE spell, especially in the healing if you actually need to or can do a damage. And also with Flurry of Words, that's a good utility skill that actually all spec Runekeepers want to use. So that's when I pretty much use the frost spells. Chilling Rhetoric is not too useful. Overall, it does have the use of slowing the enemy. And hello for gaming. And Ozcrow, you said Runekeeper reminds you of Fury in EverQuest 2. And I have no idea what a Fury in EverQuest 2 is, unfortunately. And you like the fire spec for Runekeepers for gaming. Yeah, that one's fun. Both of them are fun. It's kind of... sometimes it's annoying to me because sometimes I just like want to play both at the same time in a way. But then sometimes I am in the mood for one over the other. So this fight should be nice and crazy for me to heal. The closer we are to dying, the more exciting the instance is going to be for me as a healer. I also really like healing on the Runekeeper. I am healing right now. I am the lower level Runekeeper, so it makes more sense for that. But I also do enjoy healing on the Runekeeper. I enjoy it more than healing on the Minstrel. It's probably my favorite class to heal on. The Beowarding's not bad, I just prefer the Runekeeper healing. It's a very fun healing style to me. So outside of doing damage, I do enjoy that. In group content, that's actually this character, he mainly heals in group content. I don't actually use any of the DPS specs whenever I do run group content with the group on him. I'm going to, or I was going to use Steady Hands. I just wanted to remove the power cost to actually use Flurry of Words, but everybody's dead, so it doesn't matter. All the enemies are dead, rather. So we got the chest. Somebody got a Starlight Crystal. The level 95 Starlight Crystal, which is the level cap for the server, but oh, everybody else is walking out the door and I just used the leave instance button. Okay, so as far as my quests go, I need to find 2 more evidences of other traders. So do I. So there should be 1 more evidence of a trader. Here it is, Curious Necklace. That one was hiding. So I think we're going to do 1 more Wing with Fornost. But I just wanted to get that last evidence real quick.
The last capital of the fallen North Kingdom. It is here that the witch king of Anor crushed the realm of It is here
Okay. Use all my rune stones for basically no reason. I could probably actually play the lightning spec, just to help with the damage a little bit in some fights like this. Some of them I might need to like switch to healing, especially if I need to heal in an emergency. Of course it'd be better to be the healing spec. But with a lot of fights like these, they're just so easy that I could probably go in the DPS spec and just rely on the couple of heals I have in it. So why don't we try that? Hopefully this doesn't cause any issues. That would be the main concern. But that just helps out with the DPS a little bit. I don't know if it's that much noticeable. I'm doing like a okay chunk of damage when I get the crits, but just to help with that a little bit, make it go a little bit faster. I just feel like I'd be more useful than spamming my heals for really no reason when not many people are taking damage. I even think in that fight I was the one that took the most damage, and I just basically ended up healing myself with my quick heal, what's that called? Prelude to Hope. I also have like all my AoE dazes and stuns that the Yellow Line Runekeeper has, so a lot of that strong stuff. So the tank is taking some damage. I'll probably go ahead and use a couple heals. Unfortunately I have to click these heals. It's a bit hard for me to do them on the shift. Can with my right hand, but that's a little bit weird. I don't do that too often because I like to have my right hand on the mouse. I'm not actually meaning to move the whole screen like that. Should probably switch to the heal spec here for the boss fight. Give everybody a bubble. But Ice Blood, you said the enemy's life goes down quicker now. Yeah, I agree. It actually seemed surprisingly noticeable. I didn't think it would be that much of a contribution, but having another DPS should have a somewhat decent impact. But yeah, for the boss fights, I'll definitely want to be DPS, especially the second boss fight. That is one of the most fun boss fights in the game, at least in my opinion, for a specific reason. Not for the boss, but for the boss fight. Maybe... So basically it's a big AoE fight, and that's all I will say until it happens. I don't know if people in the stream, some people seem to like when I talk about the boss fights and explain the mechanics. It's not like really a big spoiler, but I almost feel like it's also a spoiler if they are unfamiliar with the mechanics of the boss. Then it might be more interesting to actually see it instead of having me explain it and then get to see it. Ooh, Tink took a lot of damage there, it looked like. I thought he dropped down to like 14,000, but maybe I just didn't see the numbers right. Yeah, we aren't even a full group right now, so there are only 5 of us, and we have like 3. Actually, we have 2 dedicated DPS right now. Then we have the support DPS with the captain, and then the tank of the guardian who doesn't do too much damage. So we really don't have that much as far as DPS goes. Of course, the captain, they provide a lot of DPS with their buffs, even if they don't themselves deal a lot of damage. But back to lightning. And I think I need my do not fall back on the guardian. That actually is a little bit of a concern with me being in the DPS pack. I actually need to use steady hands. I gotta get Gotta get him healed up. He took a lot of burst damage right when we pulled those goblins. Yeah, so the captain can heal. I think they're spec'd in DPS. I don't want to rely on the captain healing, but they can heal. Wow, that was a big crit. That was definitely a significant helping of the group. I'll actually use my cooldown concession at rebuttal. This would actually be a fight just because there are so many ranged mobs that I would have to actually worry maybe a little bit about the healing. Should have used Flurry of Words first, get the incoming crit chance debuff. Somebody's, I think it was the captain's Gerald, that just like totally sprinted back to the captain after that fight. It was a little bit weird. Yeah, so Oscro, I kind of agree with you that you said you wish there was a reliable way to show the support's true contribution as in DPS. Because it is definitely significant. So if the captain gives like, say 20% increased DPS for each person in the group, it's a pretty significant amount. So if the captain does like 100k DPS on their own, or I'll just do 100 to keep numbers simpler, and the other DPS do like 150, they contribute an extra 20% for each other DPS. They can actually do more than all the other DPS when factoring how much they boost. Yeah, but I can heal the tank individually, and that is what I'm doing as a DPS spec Runekeeper that's supposed to be healing the group. Yep. We just gotta hope they don't say Shadow take you. So, Iceblood, you said you love this game, and I agree. Things like this are some of the most fun things I think in LOTRO, just doing group content like these. And this is actually one of the scalable instances, so you can run this one a lot, but I just have a lot of fun doing that. Especially doing it a little bit weird when I am the healer, but I'm just DPSing things with lightning. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and switch to heal spec. There are a couple other fights, but I just don't want the boss to be pulled while I'm in lightning spec. And I also need to get my other Do Not Fall refreshed. Yeah, the community in LOTRO really is great. So, Din, Jaren, aka Diadem, you said you've played LOTRO since launch. You have loved LOTRO since. I did not play since launch, but actually did not love LOTRO since I started playing it. Or when I started playing it. I have loved it a little bit after that. This fight, the tank is actually taking a decent chunk of damage, so probably good that I switched to heal spec. What? I had some buff on the tank and I actually did not recognize it. It was like a blue version. Too hard to mouse over those real quick to actually see what they do, but I just didn't recognize the buff I put on him. One of my skills put a buff. I don't think it was that one yet. It wasn't that one. It was like a blue version. Just the actual color of it was like a blue version of that frost armor. The icon I'm talking about. Yeah, with LOTRO just being such an old game, it's kind of natural that the graphics want to look all super great and would look aged. But yeah, to me, I still like a lot of the textures and a lot of the graphics still do look good. But anyway, we are on. Ooh, I have 48 seconds on my Do Not Fall before I can put it on the Guardian again. But yeah, this is going to be an interesting boss fight. Looks like we are already starting, but I need to get Do Not Fall this day on the Guardian as quick as I can, and also I'll actually want to save a lot of my cooldowns for a little bit later in the fight. So I'll go ahead and use my healing runestone just to help with that. Okay, go ahead and get some AoE heals going up, and we are about to run into the tough part, so I'll do our Fates Entwined. I'll do the bubble, AoE bubble. Improve the debuffs on the tank. And I have no... Okay, there's my Armor of the Elements. I'm going to use that on myself. I'm going to get my Do Not Fall on the tank. It's the most important thing. So I think the boss himself is dead. Captain needs some help. I can't really heal anybody specifically too well because I have to move up and keep myself healed. Okay, I'm going to run up and try to keep things from hitting me, so like run out of line of sight of things, but that actually went very smoothly. This is tier 1, so it's actually more difficult on tier 2 just because all the mobs are more difficult in tier 2 and there are a ton of mobs there. It's a fun fight, I think, all around as a tank, as a healer, as a DPS. It's just a fun fight to me, so that was fun. So Diadem, you said you're in no hurry to get level 95, but you hope that Mithril League does varying level group stuff, and you wish you could be helping us guys. So with that, oh, I should probably get healing. With that, we do the epic battles a lot, which scale from 10 to 100, and even like Ostunhoth that we've been running lately. I haven't been able to do that, unfortunately. It's been on Fridays when I haven't been able to play. I don't know if I'll be able to join for this Fridays, but anyway, with that, we do run the epic battles, which scale in some lower level content that the higher level characters can participate in. But yeah, it's kind of, I've actually been participating in a lot of the group stuff on like this character who has been, even but when he was before level 90, before he got that. It's just with the epic battles, after you run like the first one or the first couple, you'll have Deeping Wall unlocked and basically be good to go with a lot of the stuff I think we do. And then some of the scaling instances like this, of course, we run them at level 95 with the level cap characters. So that would be the main thing. We also have our low level group, our low level progression group, which is actually level capped at 60. So anybody, if you have like an alt that could join that, that would be some group content you can join. So Iceblood, you said you wish you could level up the Ingmar instances. Oh, you mean do the Ingmar instances at higher levels, so like if they scaled? In a way, I agree, because they're very fun instances, and I think they'd be fun scaled up to higher levels, but at the same time, I also think having them be non-scalable makes them a little bit more special in a way. It actually makes it more interesting to do them on level. So like I mentioned, we have a progression group in our kinship that's at Moria right now, so we're level capped at 60 just doing Moria content. We went through the Ingmar stuff before that, and it made it a bit more exciting doing the Ingmar instances and like the raid, the Rift of Nerskashu. We went back to that. But I think it made it more interesting because it was kept. It's been surprisingly warm, but finally getting cold. But otherwise, outside of the weather, it's been good. So they were just asking about how it was where I moved and the kin. I know that was like a really random thing for me to talk about. So, I really don't know. I think in general, people don't care too much about it here. But there are a few people that do more, if that makes sense. Yeah, I think that's especially true for a lot of people here. Anyway, so this is kind of the problem with doing my stream where the Discord audio that can chat is like just playing through my headphones and I'm like on push to talk. You'll have no idea what's going on when I talk to them. So, Diadem, if you popped into the PvP on Anor, we actually don't have that. So there's probably no action at all because it's like not a thing on Anor, unless you were on a regular server. I actually didn't even know we could go to the Ettenmoors if that's where you went. Okay, you went on Landreval for PvP, it was dead there too. Okay, I was kind of curious if you were actually went like on an ore to try that, because I thought we couldn't even get to that. But anyway, yeah, I think the main server for PvP is actually Arkenstone. I've seen some things pop up where there are like events on other servers, but I don't know like consistently if there's much action, PvP action. And it also seems like a lot of people don't like, especially with update 20 beta, the balance. I haven't followed that too much since I don't do that too much. Oh. Yeah, it's crazy how much it just spreads. Once again, talking to the in chat. So I think with this, we have one more idol to burn of Sauron, so we do that here, and then I think there is a final boss, and the final boss on tier 2 is actually pretty challenging because you have to have the whole floor catch on fire just for like a brief overview, and that sounds like a tough thing, but on tier 1 I think we can just like kill the boss real quick and it should be fairly simple as long as I do enough healing, which is kind of questionable. I feel like at least with healing I pay attention enough. Often when playing solo is when I run into the issues of not paying attention, especially while streaming. I guess I talk about this when it happens, but when I am streaming and just talking about things, I have a tendency to not pay attention to the gameplay and just like do things. But with healing, it keeps me a little bit more focused with what's going on, just paying attention to the ally morale unless it's actually on the environment. So that's actually one issue I could run into, potentially, I think. Could actually switch, so I'm going to try to switch to DPS spec. This is going to be once again dangerous, but I think that's more because these whites, they have a lot of AoE. I actually have aggro on this white, but they have like the AoE, the fire aura, instead of like a shadow aura. Also think some people pulled more back over here. Well, we have another Tempest White. Okay, going to go back to heals and just top everybody off real quick. I think I got 60 medallions for the last side quest we did. This time I only got 59, probably because I leveled up, so the percent I get is slightly worse. Still a somewhat decent chunk. I actually have a ton of medallions, so compared to what I have, it's not that much. It's like 0.5% of what I have, almost, I think. So yeah, I have a ton of marks and medallions on this server. It's kind of crazy. Whoa. Wow. Oh. Was that the scroll of delvings you got? I mean, I will be able to use some. I can trade a scroll of empowerment. So we are ready for the last boss fight. I think somebody had some extra scrolls of delvings that they needed to trade away. So that's what that was about. But you're ready for the last boss fight, which... So yeah, on tier 2, the challenge is to let this whole floor get lit on fire. So there's fire right here, which does a decent amount of damage. And having that extra tier 2 damage, of course, is even more damaging, and you have to have it on the whole floor, so there's a lot of stuff going on in addition to actually killing the boss. And I think he only takes, I might be mistaken on this, but he only takes like a certain type of damage. Looks like he actually reflects here. Oh, he can reflect a root and basically a root, it looks like. Oh, I have 15% of shadow damage. Oh, actually, use my interrupt. And I think as we're wrapping this instance up, just so everybody knows for an outlook with the stream, I don't think we're going to be running the Shadow Wing. I should probably get going anyway. It's little bit close to my bedtime. But I will probably just wrap up really quick with the Broadacres quest, just see where that leads. And it looks like I'll be ready for the new zone, so that's probably all I have. Probably 2. 1 for each LI, I think. Yep. I only have 1 scroll of empowerment though. Yep, it was. So this is Mead Hall of Stoke. So I'll go there, turn in that quest, and just see where it leads. I think eventually I should be getting a clash trait point from this quest set. I think you get 1 for each of the mini zones. So Iceblood, you asked if I'm in the East Coast, and I used to be not on the East Coast, but in the Eastern time zone. I'm in Central time now. I'm in the Northern Midwest of the US. I do not. Oh. I mean, Artist's already level 95, so she can have that. So somebody actually had a first stage symbol. Alright, sounds good. But somebody had a first stage symbol for level 95, and I was like, they were like, roll off for it for the people that didn't have it. You said it's early for me to get off, which is kind of true. I am a early to bed type of person, but I actually have more quests here. Equip bucket and extinguish fires in the western fields of the Broadacres. I thought I might have more quests around that area. It's kind of, in a way, unfortunate that I do. I was kind of hoping I was done, but they could be okay. So I think I will save these quests, save this next quest set down there on the western end of Broadacres for later, and finish that up, and maybe in the next stream on this character get towards Stone Deeds and kind of do that transition. I think that would be a good thing to do. I'm actually excited for Stone Deeds. It looks like it could be a very nice area to explore, but we'll see what the questing, how it is when we get there. The questing overall with West Rohan has been inconsistent, but lately I think it's been a lot better. At least I've been enjoying it more lately. Broadacres has been a little bit weird, but enjoyable. I like the environment actually a little bit, the flat plains type of it. Eastfold was kind of Edoras. All around Edoras. Entwade was okay for the most part, but Edoras and Dunharrow, Underharrow, and Upborn, and the start at least of Eastfold, all that I wasn't enjoying as much, so it's a good thing that it's picked up for me basically. But anyway, I should probably get going because even before I go to bed I actually have a few more things I need to do. So yeah, as far as wrapping the stream up, that's actually all I have today, kind of ending a little bit suddenly for me. But anyway, just to give a quick little update, tomorrow I actually plan to stream World of Warcraft, the pre-patch. I don't even think I've played that, streamed that, or done anything. I usually don't make videos for that, just stream it. I don't think I've done that since my return to YouTube, and I know my channel is generally LOTRO oriented, but it's actually probably my main other game that I would play. I haven't played it much with Battle for Azeroth at all, but I do plan to at least try the pre-patch with that. I've pretty much done nothing with that, but I plan to try that tomorrow on a stream and explore that with on the stream, I guess. But anyway, Iceblood, thank you for joining the stream. I definitely appreciate all the chatting. That's fun. And yeah, that's pretty much the update. I don't have anything specifically planned for the weekend. I'm trying to work on some more videos. The next guide I plan to do is the Redline Minstrel, but I'm kind of way behind on all that stuff, and if any more Update 28 news comes out, I will make videos on that. But anyway, that will be it for the stream, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for